Morning Show.
Sugar City Morning Show. Good morning, everyone. A lovely, beautiful morning. A lovely, beautiful day. Well, if rains was for the blessings, then we can say, like, we have a song from Toto. We say, I bless the rains down in Africa. Well, we had enough blessings yesterday. If the rains are what brings the blessings, then we had rains yesterday and we had blessings yesterday. Good morning to one and all across this length and breadth of this beautiful country of ours that is Belize. Good morning and welcome to the Sugar City Morning Show. My name is Robert Checker Usher. I'll be with you up until 9 o'clock this morning. That's right, folks. And today we'll be having Minister Aragon coming in right here on the show. That's right, Minister Aragon will be coming in this morning after a long week of work. The minister has put today aside to come in and be with us. We also have some update from what we told you about yesterday of the Honorable Gaspar Vega visiting the Blackwater Creek and be around within his constituents, visiting the people and giving his service. So hats off to the Honorable Vega. We will be showing you some of those pictures and what happened yesterday. And not because we show you what happened yesterday, that means something will happen today and tomorrow, because the work continues. Yeah, that's right. The work continues here in Orange Walk North. And we'll be bringing you some of that right here this morning on the Sugar City Morning Show. Also, folks, we have some other great information coming up today. But first of all, we need to give thanks, and we communicate with our sister in Delve this morning for us to give thanks and praise right here this morning on this lovely, beautiful Friday morning. So once again, we say good morning to Delve. Good morning, Delve.
Good morning, Mr. Check-in. Good morning to everyone listening.
Thank you very much.
So, are we ready?
Yeah, we want to give thanks because I have some words for you, but let's give thanks, let's do the prayer, and then from that I believe everything else will be possible.
All right. I'd just like to share two verses this morning, and I'll pop right into the prayer from Psalm 119, verses 29 and 30, and it says, remove from me the way of lying and grant me your law graciously. I have chosen the way of truth. Your judgments I have laid before me. Almighty and Heavenly Father, Lord, once again I come before you giving you thanks above all things for another day. Lord, I pray that you fill us, Lord, with that revival, with that spirit, oh God, may we never take it for granted. Thank you for blessing our families, our friends, oh Lord. Thank you for blessing us to be a part of this day. And as we go about this day, oh Lord, I pray, Lord, that we may walk in the full confidence, the full assurance, oh God, acknowledging that it is your grace that keeps us together. It is your grace, oh Lord, that allows us another opportunity to walk, to see, to breathe, Lord, and for those who cannot see, oh God, praise be to your name that we are here. Lord, and I just pray that you continue to direct our paths as we need you now more than ever. I pray that you bless this show continuously, oh God. Bless the participants, bless the guests, oh Lord. Bless every person who may be listening. And I pray, oh God, that you may touch them in a mighty and special way. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen.
Amen and amen and amen, and thank you so much. You know, we had lots of showers of blessings across the country yesterday, Delve.
Yes, we did. And a lot of showers of blessings.
Yeah, and we see how mighty the mighty super supreme is, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Well, I must say, not only for me, but for most of our viewers and radio listeners, it was a pleasure having you here yesterday.
It was a pleasure to be there, so thank you for the invite as well.
Yeah, we get very good comments on your participation on the show yesterday, Delve. They wanted to know who is Delve, and I tuned into the show last night, you know. But what happened is they liked your presentation. They like that you are true, and they accept and believe that you are on the right path and you are sincere in what you're doing.
Well, to God be the glory, Mr. Checky. You know, I have a message, I am glad for the opportunity to share it, and the good Lord give me strength. That's what I do. So
Yeah.
thank you.
So how was your experience here?
Well, I was a bit nervous.
Somebody tell me that. Somebody tell me that.
I was a bit nervous. You couldn't see my foot shaking under the table, but it's always nice to
Yeah.
reach out because maybe somebody might be listening who might need a little bit of uplifting, a bit of encouragement, and maybe at that time it came. So it was a blessing and a privilege to be able to share. So
Yeah, it was great. And if that's why I feel the desk like him the shake yesterday. I feel like a lot of rain. I feel like earthquake. They come. I never do me to shake your foot.
Probably me. I was a bit nervous. I have to admit. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's good that we are starting from home here, because when we get into productions and so then you will be visiting lots of different big media houses, to launch the big project that will be coming up. So it's good that you're getting the feel, no?
Yeah. So it's a good experience. I guess like with everything, we will start crawl before we walk and then we run. So
Yeah.
just going through the process.
Like the baby, not you creep first.
With everything, 1 teaspoon at a time.
Yeah, and then you go back to the bigger one, which is 1 day at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So
thanks again, and I'm glad to know that our viewers, enjoyed that you were here yesterday. But not only that you were here, but your participation and the messages that you sent out yesterday. Somebody said they liked the second poem. Everybody got a choice and I like different thing. The second poem was the one that had the word faith in it, right?
no, the first one, the second one. Was it the second one? The second one was thanks for the rough places.
Oh, okay, good.
It
Yeah.
was the first one that was with faith. So
Okay, and we got What If coming up soon, no?
as a surprise, yes, very soon.
Yeah. Well, Delv, it has been a pleasure, and I hope we can do this more. We can get together more and do these great things. And, you're carrying out a good work, and I'd like to thank you. I'd like to commend your parents as well and the family to be strong around you, and you keep strong around them as well, A family that prays together stays together.
It's together. Yeah, definitely. And thank you to Mr. Checky and to all the listeners. I don't know all of them, but just, I pray for everyone. Then just a special prayer and a blessing for every person who may be listening as well. So a shout out to them.
Okay, well, thanks again. If the good Lord so will, then we communicate again on Monday morning.
God first on Monday.
Yeah,
Definitely.
thank you. Folks, and you all know that what is happening right now when it comes to the weather, there is lots of rumors out there that is saying that hurricane will come. It was a big tropical wave. Sorry, that wave passed through the country of Belize. Lot of water come down. The bridge that was broken, or the area, those were bridges that was built so many years ago. But we are glad to know that persons could have got help in that area by NEMO and other partners, other persons, because we have villagers and persons that lives in the area as well that come out and help. So we'd like to thank everybody who did their little part, and especially the minister, the NEMO minister, Honorable Edmund Clay de Lancaster, and his full crew. Congratulations, guys, and thank you all so much. And we will continue. And that bridge supposed to be up sometime today. I'm not sure if it's possible. I think they have slow traffic passing right now with a little makeshift for the meantime, because we have to trade from district to district. And talking about that, then we need to know what the weather is going to look like. And we are calling today the weather personnels are calling for sunny skies with a few cloudy spells today and partly cloudy skies tonight. Showers or thunderstorms will be isolated, all right? Will be isolated. But now we will be going to the full weather forecast. For today, the general situation, improving weather conditions are expected during the next couple of days. The 24-hour forecast, folks, the 24-hour forecast, sunny skies with a few cloudless spells. Today and partly cloudless skies. Tonight, showers or thunderstorms will be isolated. Temperature will rise in the coast today, and that's from 27 Celsius all the way up to 86, and inland 90 today, folks, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going back hot today. We understand that things will change up again on Sunday because we have a next wave coming through, and in the hills it will be 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Beacol has reported rising water levels are expected downstream the Chalio, Vaca, and the Moyahom dams, and this is near San Ignacio, Santa Elena. Surrounding communities, flood warning is in effect for the central Belize River area and the upper Subun River, and a flood watch for watersheds along the eastern slopes of the Maya Mountains, Lower Subun and Manatee River area. The Manatee area here is right on the, that's on the George Philip Golson Airport after you pass Ladyville. And the outlook for Saturday and Saturday night is for mainly fair weather with only isolated showers and thunderstorms developing. Today, a high tide this morning at 8:10, followed by a low at 3:41 today, another high tide, 9:51 tonight, and tomorrow morning, a low at 2:42. The sun was up bright and early at 5:19 and was set at 6:29 today. So that's your general weather forecast, brought to you by the Belize Met Service and certainly by your universe, Nortevision Channel 10 right here today. We want to say good morning to all our international viewers who are watching us today. Good morning, guys. People want to see the bridge. They said they never see the bridge. We're going to see if we could bring that up when Minister Aragon come on, talking about the flooding. And we're going to see if we could bring on the video from the bridge. But we want to say good morning to our international viewers, especially the Agas family there in the U.S. We know it's a tough time for you all right now, but you know, God will find a way, and God is standing by. All right, so we need to believe, and we need to follow the right word. Thank you so much, folks. And you know, yesterday, apart from whenever I get the tacos yesterday, because the minister may bring the tacos, Minister Castro may bring the tacos yesterday. He was on his way here, but he had to go back into the area where the flooding was, and we saw his report on the news yesterday all over social media as well, so we knew that he was there. But right now, here in Orange Walk, we also reported that the Honorable Gaspar Vega would have been visiting the Blackwater Creek. The main drain of flood, you know. But when we look at the pictures, we can see that the water are settled in some of the area there in the Blackwater Creek. And it's good that the area representative, as we are looking at the pictures there, you see that one looks stagnant. That means that drain look like it never clean out so good. But we want to ask you all to clean out your drain. Look for how much water. Whenever I expect so much water, may I come in the area, you know. But you know, thank God, the big bridges are there. There's the Honorable Gaspar Vega working and talking to the people. The big drains are there, so the water will be running off, and Ministry of Works were there doing some help as well. And folks, guess what? This help continues, you know, because after visiting here in the Blackwater Creek area, Honorable Vega also went all the way to San Jose as well, you know, to see what is going on. And we know that we still have the situation in Douglas and San Roman. And Honorable Gaspar Vega is making sure that he visit the folks there and see their needs and make sure everybody is safe and fine, because we can't afford to make last no life this what they happen, because we still have this the COVID-19 upon us. We still have the COVID-19 upon us, so it's a big task. But hats off to Honorable Gaspar Vega for visiting his people. He is the area representative, and he continues to visit everyone in this area. Folks, we will be taking a break right now, and when Minister Rangon comes on, I believe there is a date that is set for the leadership convention in the United Democratic Party, and we'll be asking the minister about that and what's happening when it comes to flooding, if there's any flooding in the Orange Walk East area. So at this time, folks, we take a break, and we'll be back after these messages right here on Nortelevision Channel 10.
The San Ignacio-Santa Elena Bypass project is now complete. The transformation began in 2012, and now residents of the Twin Towns and visitors alike are enjoying the end result. Works include the full pavement of Lamalus Boulevard, along with 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage, LED lighting, and a roundabout at the entrance of Santa Elena. The Twin Towns now boast the longest and widest bridge in Belize, immune to flooding from the occasional rise in water levels of the McCall River. A bypass road was also built linking the new bridge to Joseph Andrews Drive, which was rehabilitated, as well as 1 mile of pavement, a median, and 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage. This was all done to the tune of $34.8 million. But that's not all. The project was extended due to savings from the successful execution and implementation of the initial scope of works. Now over 2 miles of additional roadworks will commence, including George Price Avenue, Liberty Avenue, and the George Price Highway between Three Flags and Hawksworth Bridge. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
114.60 acres in Tiger Creek, Orange Walk, 3,000 acres, 0.961 hectares to Jaime Briceño and John Briceño, 827.848 square yards to John Briceño, 5.4 acres to John Briceño and Jaime Briceño, 20 acres in Progreso to John Briceño again, 6 acres in Progreso. The all of Progreso you going with?
Take a journey with us to endless possibilities. Our future as a country is now. Diginet Boost is countrywide. Taking Belize into the future. A nationwide technological evolution. As the most advanced fiber connection, Diginet Boost is a step forward into a modern world. Belize is powered by Diginet. Diginet Boost, now available countrywide.
Six cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the watchers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, rush runs, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Our economy benefits when goods and mobile services get to their destination quickly. When citizens are able to travel without frustration and undue hurdles, everyone benefits as well. The government of Belize is happy to announce the imminent upgrades to the Carazal-Sartaneja Road. 27 miles of road will be upgraded to paved standards and will include the replacement of 2 ferries with new bridges.
Why is it that we're going to invest in Sartaneja? Why is it that we have to take $50 million to invest in an area where we do not have a political directorate? We believe that as a government, we have to provide a service to all Belizeans.
Well, this for the village of Chunosh is a big advantage both ways. Sometimes when we got sickness, we got people sick at the clinic there, women. When we reach at the ferry, can't pass 45 minutes have to wait. So now this road will benefit whole village, Sartaneja and Copper Bank. I'm part of Progreso too. Well, it's really important for us.
I know that our village is not so much developed with tourism because it's a remote village. And for that reason, we don't have a lot of tourism over there. But now with this upgrading of the road and the pavement of the road, I believe and I think that it will be much beneficial for us and for everybody.
More for Belizeans, more for Belize, the government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
Welcome back to the Sugar City morning show. It's now 26 minutes after 7 o'clock. It's a lovely, beautiful Friday morning. Like the minister mentioned when he was here last week, that if that the last day of the week was a Friday, yeah, make it. And the minister is here. Minister, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Checky. Good morning, and of course, good morning to all our TV viewers and radio listeners out there. You know, I just want to say a pleasant good morning. It's always a pleasure being here, Checky, you know, and of course, I mean, being a Friday, you know, the last day of the working week in terms of most people, I just like to say, you know, and seeing the sun out today, Checky,
oh, yes, the sun
I
is
feel
out.
good, you know,
Yes.
come out this morning and the sun is out. I feel good about it because, you know, we have been having a lot of rains and I hope that the sun continues. You know, I hear people say that we have another amount of rain that might come. I'm hoping not. I think the Weather Bureau may say last couple of months that we might have drought, but I don't say how we have drought with all this water right now.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, it's a pleasure being here, Checky, you know.
Yeah, but as far as you know, Minister, we know everybody say this big thing what happened today. No lives was lost, right?
None whatsoever as far as I know, you know. And to me, that is a good thing. When you look at what was happening in Salvador and Honduras and those areas, you know, they were really taking a banging, I would say, in terms of the weather, you know, the floodings and the flash floods. You know, I think Belize is always blessed. We have water, we come up, we can't stop the water, but at the end of the day, it recedes, you know.
Yeah. And the ministry was at prompt service out there as well,
Of course,
no?
I think so. I think the NEMO, I think the public works across the country, they mobilized, you know, did what they could with what they have, I think. And at the end of the day, I know that late last night, about little after 10, the road opened up in Belmopan, you know, in St. Matthews. So people could traverse that area, no?
Yeah.
And I think that was important. Yeah.
If we look at the Weather Channel some documentaries we can see over the world, Minister. So huge structures, so huge bridges. Right side away at Mexico, some big bridges go down. And you know how some people stand at Belize, they are blaming the government for not putting up a good bridge there. That's why they said the bridge gone down. But we know how long that bridge was there, right?
Yeah, of course. I think, you know, when I look at all of that, Checky, those are the damages we've had thus far with all the torrential downpour of rain for all these days. If people watch what happened in Salvador, I think Honduras and those areas, they see the flash floods, the amount of damage in terms of vehicles, infrastructure, tremendous. You know, and I what is astonishing is that and exactly what you are speaking about is that I think I saw on the news or Facebook, I think I saw the leader of the opposition was there and basically talking about the destruction, right, that the rain has caused, but he not talk about the rain as the main culprit. You know, he turns that and says that the government with the poor roads and this and that and the infrastructure that the government has done no good. You know, I listened to him and I said, if this is what the leader of the opposition resigned from the National Oversight Committee to come and do in terms of criticize, in terms of using whatever little means to gain political mileage and using the force of the rain, which is nature. Even big countries like you say, Checky, you have flash floods will happen and wipe out big parts of highways, bridges, you name it. Buildings and all. And for him to come, and even landscapes, we carry up to houses and everything. And for him to come and, for this, in terms of this part of the damage that the amount of rain and water that has accumulated and comes with a force, nobody could stop that. That is nature. That happens all over the world. But for the leader of the opposition to come on national TV and laureate himself, and I say laureate because I want shame for him to want to be the leader of this country and laureate himself to the extent that he uses this for political mileage to bash the government in terms of the infrastructural work. You know, to me, I want shame. It shows how low and it shows how incompetent the leader of the opposition is. I don't say how he could lead this country if that is his mentality on something as small as this, because we never get major tremendous damage. Of course, we lose one portion of the highway, etc. But we never lose life. We never lose other infrastructure. We never lose vehicles and all of that to a large extent. So how will he come on national TV, on across the media, and bash the government for something like this? And then when they ask her, and who built the road, the first thing like UDP, this and that, listen, that structure has nothing to do with the resurfacing of the highway. That has to do with the whole entire structure, the foundation of that highway. And how long has that highway been there? For decades and decades, as far as I could remember. Nobody can do no major work to go way down there. And when it comes to water, people have to understand, listen, I mean, the force of nature in terms of water and flooding and torrential downpour, when that come together, nothing could stop that. That they go right through, because that is nature. And it is experienced across the world. And you could go and look at the Weather Channel and say, the kind of what water does when it comes together and that force builds up, and they can't stop it. But for the leader of the opposition to come on national TV, Checky, I watch that and I say, you know what, this is the reason why people of this country can't have confidence in the leader of the opposition. I have no confidence in Johnny Briceño, because if he believes and looks at that and goes so low for hit the government, then something is wrong. He must be desperate or something, because, I mean, that is natural. Everybody with a sound mind could look at that and understand that this is what rains and the torrential downpour and the force of water does at the end of the day, you know?
Then the ministry, the government never stays stagnant, Minister. There was prompt response. If they never have nobody out there to work, then people could attack and they could have said, well, what, this thing done, this bridge broke up, people can't pass. Where's the Ministry of Works? Where is NEMO? But they were out there.
They were out there immediately. I'll tell you the response we've had in this country I will tell you that we have to give kudos to all these people working in NEMO, people working with the public works, and everybody who went out there to assist. We have to big up them because they were prompt there. They are looking after the interests of this country. And I say this because, listen, last night, 10 o'clock, after 10:15, that road is passable right now. At least for now, that it's passable until they could do a proper fix. But I will tell you, that goes a long way to show the dedication and commitment of this government to the work. You know, here Johnny Briceño get up and big up them people. All he has done is what? Is criticize and criticize, and he criticize in terms of this, that it is foundless. It is, how would I put it? You have no substance in terms of what he has said. All it has done is expose him as being unqualified to be the leader of this country. And I say that without any remorse. I say that without having no reservation on what I've said, because it is the absolute truth. You know, I mean, how low would you go to criticize that? Man, these things happen. These things happen, and you can't. He didn't even talk about contractors. He didn't even know who built what there. But yet he lash out because he's trying to get back at the government. You know, the amount of roads that this government has built, I mean, a lot of them have stood the test of time, right? And I'm not saying that every kind of infrastructural development that is there, you have issues there, there are concerns. But at the end of the day, the work is there. So when he come and talk about this highway, and I listened to him, I said something wrong with this person, and I said, Johnny, you have to go and come back and reel again. You understand me? Because, I mean, for make you hinge on something like this, just so that you could come up on the media and bash the government, I think, my brother, you need to get your priorities right, because to me, that is a low thing, and I think at your stature, you shouldn't worry about these things. You should be commend all the good work of what is happening out there, because the tremendous work that has been done in terms of getting that road in the response to certain areas. I think, listen, we have to commend these people who are out there, you know, Checky. And I think that is the most important thing, to show the resilience of our Belizean people, the response that we have from our agencies, you know. But what would I expect from Johnny Briceño? The man resigned from the National Oversight Committee, Checky.
That was where I was going, Minister. I want to ask you, what effect has that caused by the departure of the leader of the opposition as co-chair of the Oversight Committee, resigning from the committee? Do you have any kickbacks with that?
Well, make I just put it this way. Johnny, having left the National Oversight Committee, he never bring nothing and he never take nothing. You understand me, to a large extent? Because for me, I think that as a leader of the opposition, the Prime Minister said it best. He plays an integral part in terms of this thing. Yeah. But when they're not just now with the hear that he left, you know, check
because
it.
we're still in the state
long
of
time.
emergency.
Of course,
right
we're
now,
still in the state of emergency. There's a lot of decision making that has to be made from here on. Right now, they are looking to open in terms of 1st of August now, right? Before we open 1st of August, you know, there's so many decisions that has to be made. What kind of rapid test kits will be used? How do we screen? What is set up? What are the protocols that will be set up with Ministry of Health, with the airports? You know, all of these things have to be trashed out. So you know, how do we monitor? So if you expect a lot of people coming in this place, we must have certain procedures set out for the safety of people.
So is that saying that he's not there, then the Oversight Committee is in limbo?
No, not whatsoever. I have full confidence in the people that are there right now. Because you have people who are there because they love this country and wants to see the best for this country. And they are doing everything possible. I tell you, I did a cabinet meeting and you hear the Minister Health always talking about the measures has to be done, this is what we need, etc. They are definitely sure, I'm definitely sure that the people within our healthcare system, in the Ministry of Health Services, people from Foreign Affairs, everybody who is involved in this entire situation, the national security apparatus, everybody is there working to ensure that we do the right steps in terms of taking care of this country and looking after the safety of this nation and people. You know, so that will carry on. Johnny Briceño having left only shows, Checky, how low he goes, because he never think about this nation. All he's thinking about political mileage. And right now, because we have an election coming up in November, he believes...
Couldn't he gain more by being there?
Of course, you gain more for sure. The people that listen, I am with the National Oversight Committee. I stay because this is of the national interest right now. This is where you could come and show your leadership. This is where you can come and put your input, know what is happening. Yeah. But for him to walk out on that, Checky, basically he's walking out on the people of this country. Because why? He's looking after what? His own political and personal gain. Why? And why I said that, Cheke, is because an election is coming in November, and he can't bash the National Oversight Committee. He cannot bash the government. He can't bash no agency if he's a part of the planning and the coordination and all of these things. How he can bash himself?
Was there a valid reason that he stated why he left?
He stated no reason why he left. He's just basically leaving because he want to focus on the politics. Listen to me. You could do both. I don't think he's so busy. I don't think he got anything major for do as a leader of opposition. He could do the politics, and he could be a part of the oversight, of course. But he leaves because he wants to use the time now to bash the government. And we have seen it before. Check. This man not stand for the people and country. This man stand for his own political apparatus, for the PUP. That's all he worry about, is to trying to win the next general election. At whatever cost, if it means that he could forego the interests of the Belizean people by not being a part of the National Oversight Committee, he has done it how long ago? It was months that we hear the man who left the National Oversight Committee, that his party is pressuring him to leave so that they could focus on politics. Right now, the man decided for left. Why? We have about 4 or 5 months away from a general election. Huh? Yeah. To me, these are the things that the Belizean people have to watch. People have to look for what it is. Johnny Briceño, having left the National Oversight Committee, not make the National Oversight Committee crumble, because they are dedicated people working in those oversights committee and the other committees that are there, and they will carry it on. But it exposes him for who he truly is. And I say this because when we had the ICJ stuff, in terms of the ICJ decision referendum that we had, Checky, where the man do? The man put the party and personal political gain ahead of the national interest.
Yeah. Huh? Was there a notice given to the Prime Minister, like say, okay, in 2 weeks' time I'll be leaving? It was just an abrupt.
The man just abrupt. As far as I know, it was abrupt that he's leaving. But I always say he going. Yeah, but he's going for what? What valid reason does he have to this nation apart for talk about politics? And if Johnny Briceño will left the Oversight Committee for come out and go up on public media and bash one force of nature in terms of this bridge and talk and try to lash the government for the infrastructure, then I think something is terribly wrong with him. Because if you will leave of something that is of national importance to go down and dwindle with those kind of petty stuff, and I call it petty in a way because as a leader of opposition, man, come on. The torrential downpour that came down and washed that part of the highway, that happens to anybody. That happens across the world. You're dealing with the force of nature. But for him to come out and use that to bash the government infrastructure program and all of this thing, it is ridiculous. And I think the Belizeans across this country who listen to him speaking know that that is ridiculous, and knows that if that is what Johnny Briceño will bring to anything, especially if he wants to be the leader of this country, then it just exposes him to show that he is not qualified to lead this country.
Let's get this guy. Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Checky Osha.
Good morning, sir.
Honorable Minister Lori Aragon Jr.
Morning.
Morning. It's a pleasure to have you on the media this morning on the morning show, and to speak to the people of Orange Walk, especially to our beloved people of Orange Walk East, and to update them on the situation with the flooding and such in the country. But I call because I just was going through my Facebook, and I saw something that Ivan Livac posted on our Facebook on the amount of work that Herbert has put into the Blackwater, and a guy one proof what Gaspar has done in the Blackwater.
Yeah, let's get some pictures there, Rahim. Blackwater, go ahead, Carla, go ahead.
Yeah, but I want to tell that Mr. Al Acosta, his name is, that
Ali
Gaspar Vega United Democratic Party is only 12 years in government. And Gaspar Vega and any area representative in the United Democratic Party have doing more than Jan Briceño in 27 years in government. If I can remember, Jan Briceño only did one culvert, one drain, and that is on one street when the hurricane which came and flooded out his house. That's the only infrastructure that Jan Juan Briceño had put into the country of Belize. If Jan Briceño becomes the Prime Minister of this country, what will he do for the people of Orange Walk? What he will do for the people of the country of Belize all a PUP. All PUP, all they think what is to get rich. But we can see our representative of the United Democratic Party around the country, around this beloved country, Belize. They always put in infrastructure and show the love to the Belizean people. Look at my representative, the Honorable Elodie Aragon. Before he becomes a representative in Orange Walk, the amount of work in the villages, like community center, football field, lighting up the football field, and today as a representative, the amount of work he cares. He cares about the people. He's in the meeting and he wants to know how the flooding here in his constituencies. And we are all out there, along with the Ministry of Work, to find out what's happening with the flooded area and to see how best we can assist the people of the Orange Walk East. Good morning and thank you very much, Honorable Minister.
Thank you. Before that call came in, Minister, I recall I was going to mention it to you that one time, as you said that the leader of the opposition wanted to remove himself from the oversight committee. The Prime Minister went in the house one time. I don't know if he may vex, he may sad, or what is just the way he presents, because he said if the leader of the opposition wants to go, let him go.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Well, you can't hold back nobody, you know, Chicky. If the man want to go, make he go where though. That not crumble what you have in terms of...
It was in the house that the Prime Minister said that, right?
Yeah, if you want to go, make he go. I said, make he go. I mean, if he feels that he's best served in terms of coming and being a critique, or in terms of, and they say, I would want to say, or one person who is always looking at the negative, you know. If that is what he wants to do, then make it do it. That's for him thing. But I'm just trying to highlight this. And these are the little things that people must note. If this is the kind of person who wants to lead this country, who wants to win the next general election, and this is the way he thinks, then we have a serious problem, people, because this is the man who can be potentially the next leader of this country.
Yeah.
I don't think we want people like that, because to me, if he can look at things and leave important organizations such as the National Oversight Committee, where he as the leader of opposition can have a major impact.
Yeah,
you know, if he had left that for go and criticize the washing our road and things like that, if that is what he's doing now, I think he needs to turn around and really think about it and decide what he can do, because that definitely not paint a good picture of him. Yeah. Well, I think, you know, Checky, when I look at all of these things, you know, we are leading up to an election, yes. Mm-hmm. He could have done his own politics and be a part of this national oversight. It shows the love he has for this country, and that is zero. The way he love and what he want is power to become the next Prime Minister of this country, and to see what he and his people can do in terms of raking this country. And that I said that, you know why? Because they have done it before. They're not like if a new blood they go in there, you know. They're not new blood we want that are aspiring to be in office. And we could trash and talk about this every time, because that is the absolute truth. And the man don't have on record for say he has done well for this country. Look, the leader of the opposition has been there in office before. He has been in power there before. He was the Minister of Lands. He was the Deputy Prime Minister in office. And what did they do? Nothing good. Their leadership wasn't sound. Talking about the amount of lands they deprived the Belizean people from. How all the kind of corruption in terms of all the sweetheart deals, all the white elephants, you name it. They were the architects of corruption, and yet they are here again, 4 or 5 months away from a general election, and he leaves the National Oversight Committee. He just exposes himself for the real Johnny Briceño, which is somebody who only is looking after power, looking after his own personal and political interests. And these are the things the Belizean people need to note, because these are the very same people that if we as Belizeans give them a chance, dog will eat our supper. And then this time, in the kind of situation that this country finds itself in, Checky, we need some leadership. Yeah. We need good people in office. And I not say the UDP is perfect. I have always said that the United Democratic Party is not a perfect party. But compare that to the PUP, oh my gosh, that the difference is like from night to day. And people out there know this. The challenges of governing is not easy, you know. Governing is a tough business, because you have a lot of things that that you have to overcome in governance. And it's not easy. I'm telling you this as a young politician.
Yeah,
tough. People feel that, oh, you don't win, you're a minister, oh, life easy now, everything's set, everything is not
they
set.
feel like that. Just sit down in your office and you sign a paper with somebody.
I just call and the backhoe come, or I just call and we get this money for this project. That doesn't work. So there's another ball game there. And when you're fighting for people, you're fighting for the communities that you serve, you're fighting for this country and people for what is best. Easy, Checky.
Yeah.
It's easier to quit like Gianni Briceño, He quit. He's a quitter. He quit out of the National Oversight Committee. And the Belizean people cannot forgive him for that. He feel that he left and people supposed to just accept, oh, well, the leader of the opposition left him when he look after a political thing because election they come. I mean, as a leader, you don't do that to this nation. How you aspire to be the leader of this nation and you will quit on them now? Something is wrong, yes or no? You can't do that, man. And I think the Belizean people cannot forgive him for that.
Let's get this guy.
Sure.
Hello, good morning. Sugar City Morning Show.
Good morning, Minister. Good morning, Checky.
Good morning.
Minister, I just want to plug in something right here. So he's saying that we have to realize that Johnny can't make up his mind for nothing. He can't make up his mind whether he forgot when we had this thing for the ICJ. One spell say yes, one spell say no. Now we do it again. How could he put a leader when he can't even make up his own mind in where he wants to take this country?
Yeah, well, that's very true. And people, I think Belizean people across this country see him for what he really is. He's power hungry right now. He feel that, all right, this is his turn. And I've always told people, listen to me. We know where we are right now. We know where to go. And we know who we need to continue to lead this country. And definitely, it is not the PUP. It is not under the leadership of Gianni Briceño, And like I always say, politics is real. Check if they had a lot of new blood, a lot of people who were really sincere about this country. Of course, PUP is only a party, just like the UDP. At the end of the day, you have to look at the leadership in these parties that are running. People talk about on third party. The reality is the third party got nothing. They bring nothing to the table. So I don't see them playing any role. But between the PUP and the UDP, come on, man, how will we put back the same old architects of corruption in this country? You say where the leader of the opposition has no heart for this country because he abandoned the people in the greatest time of need, which is this COVID situation that we are going through. Leadership is needed there. How you walk out on that? In every leadership, got life easy. You have challenges. In any committee you go, people disagree with you, agree with you, etc. But you stick it through because you are there for the people of this country. You don't walk out on a committee as important as the National Oversight Committee who's dealing with this COVID situation. You stick it through and you do your best for stand for the people there. But when you quit like Gianni Briceño, what do you tell this nation? That you are not serious that you are not serious in fighting for the people of this country.
Well, Minister, we need to take a break.
Sure, man.
Because we have other things to discuss.
Of course,
we understand that the United Democratic Party has set a date for the convention. We understand election is coming. And after those national issues, then we have to touch the local issues as well.
No problem, Chiki.
Yeah, so folks, it's exactly 9 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Minister Aragon and Robert Checky Asher will be right back right here on the Sugar City Morning. Maybe we'll get this one before we go. Hello, good morning.
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 Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, just lower the volume of your television, please.
Yeah, sure.
All right, go ahead, sir.
I just want to know what Mr. Bong can do for the Champagne Road.
Champagne Ridge Road. Okay, we are touch on some of that when we come back, all right?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Carla.
That's right, folks. So, we are also live on the East Radio. Persons listening to us on the East Radio, the number to call for this show is 302-2170. You can also send your text messages at 600-5769. You can do so by regular text or also by WhatsApp. So, we'll be back after these messages right here on North Television, Channel 10.
That's taking place in your town or in your city? Maybe it's because you've been too busy enjoying the results. More for Belizeans. More for Belize. The government of Belize. Moving Belize forward.
Motor 5.0, 4 válvulas por cilindro. Todos quisiéramos una. Como que no agarra, ¿no? Siento como que se le pega el... ¿Balancín? Vamos a darte el aceite que te mereces. Vas a correr como rayo, preciosa.
Los que oímos más allá de las revoluciones, hablamos máquina. Roche-France, poniendo el mundo a funcionar.
Agente autorizado German Vega y Sons. Teléfono 322-3625. Roche-France.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar-cured ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillette's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
World-class spaces for Belizean athletes to thrive and fans to enjoy. Our new basketball and multi-purpose arenas have proven their worth, attracting regional and international sporting events and hosting expos, conferences, and proud graduates. Your government moving Belize forward.
Someone come, yes, someone coming, let's go. Sa. Fastest question of the day, why you the letter?
Who sent me the letter?
That sign right there, you can't read?
Well, make I tell you something. In this here community, everybody dump here, so me just dump my garbage right here.
So if somebody jump off a bridge, you that do it too?
Oh man, no.
You never know that littering is an environmental crime and Department of the Environment can charge you for that?
Why is that a crime?
Because you pollute the same environment you live in, dirtying the same land and water you use. You don't even know that you dumping garbage can make you and your family sick by attracting disease-carrying pests, and the Department of the Environment just to try help we take care of the we environment.
So all of that? Well, know that to put it that way.
Thanks for your 5 cents, brother. That's 5 cents question of the day.
This message is brought to you by the Department of the Environment.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Minister Aragon and Robert Checker Usher on this Friday morning. Minister, I'm not sure if it's rumors, but some news are going around that the election seems like it will be sometime in November. But before the election, the United Democratic Party needs to elect a leader. And there is date bouncing out there. Do you have any update on any official date for the convention for the United Democratic Party for party leader?
Well, from what I've been informed, I think the convention for party leader will be on the 12th of July next month.
Okay.
So definitely that will be where the party will select its new party leader, no?
Okay.
And so I think time is fast. Now that's about 3 weeks away.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Nearly 3 weeks.
We have 5 persons who have applied. Do you know if nominations is still open and other persons can apply?
At this time, I think that those are the runners we have thus far.
Okay.
I don't foresee anybody putting their name in. I think as far as I know, that will be what it is, no?
Okay.
In terms of the persons who will be running.
Who votes at a party convention?
The delegates, each division, each constituency, political constituency is made up of 15 delegates, no?
Okay.
So those are the people who will be voting.
The same delegates that voted in February will be the ones that will be voting?
Yes, yep.
Okay, so that is confirmed for that date?
Well, as far as I know, that is the date that has been mentioned, and so I believe that date, everything will be organized for that election. So it's just like last time, it's just that we are doing it now, and I guess the aspiring leaders, or aspiring party leaders will know, you'll be seeing them, of course, doing their campaign and visiting delegates, etc. But that is the date that has been set out by the party.
Yeah, and with this COVID-19, we know that at the end of June, this state of emergency comes to an end. If any measures, if everything remains the same, how do you expect the UDP will handle the crowd? Because you know these conventions, a lot of people usually come out for these conventions.
Well, I think definitely I feel that they will have to have a national party council meeting to a certain extent to discuss some of these things. At this point in time, that has not been held, and so I really don't have the details in how the election would be held in terms of what measures might be put in the face of COVID, no? So I think the party chairman would be the best person to highlight some of these things. As yet, that has not come, and I wouldn't want to speculate on these things if I don't have the proper knowledge on it, no? But definitely, I'm sure certain things will be put in place to allow for this to happen, you know?
Yeah, because it's 500 plus delegates
Right.
and officials that will be voting, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now how about do you know if there's an official date set for the general election?
Well, there's no official date. I think at the end of the day, it is the Prime Minister holds that decision. As far as I know, politically, we have up to November. That is the mandated, stipulated date for general election. It's every 5 years, and November 4th will be will conclude in terms of that. So, I believe that it will be either November or before. And I think by law, if I'm not mistaken, again, I'm not a liar or anybody, but you only have what? I think the Prime Minister can only maybe hold it back for 3 months?
Yeah, 90 days.
So 90 days. So understanding that it can't go up past in February.
Okay.
The latest, or November, December, January, thereabout, you know. So, but I do think that, you know, for me, I mean, if it is in November, then it is November. Whenever it is called, we will be ready. That's to me, that's the most important thing, you know. Of course, you know, general election is here.
Yeah.
Everybody have to do their work, no?
Yeah. You by yourself should feel confident in the Orange Walk East that you will be elected again. But how is stand with countrywide with the party?
Well, you know, I think the party is okay. I don't say any party could say they have things clear. Nothing is clear in politics, and I think that at the end of the day, it is a decision for the people of this country, and that is why we have elections. And in this country, it is every 5 years, and I think that is the opportunity people have to come out and vote for what they believe in, who they believe in, vote for the principles and the best leaders, because at the end of the day, this is what the country needs, Cheki. Solid, sound, genuine leaders that have the people and country at heart. That is what is important in leadership. It is about having people who care for the Belizean people. If you don't have that, like I've always said, you could have a master's or doctorate degree, but if you don't have your heart for the people that you will serve or work for, or looking after the best interests of this country, then all of that not count. No, not for nothing. And that is when it comes to leaders. I think we have to have the love for country and people first, and then with that, you will always do at the best the right thing possible for the Belizean people. And I think that is very important. There's a lot of people who get into politics for all kind of reasons, except for people and country, you know. And I think that is important. I think across this country, people know their representatives, people know the people vying for office, people know the political parties and what they stand for, people know the leadership in these parties. So at the end of the day, it's a decision for the people, and I think it is all about democracy. And to me, that is important, and I think elections are important because it gives the people that power to decide what they want and who they want for to govern in terms of the country and to look after the people. So I think that is very important, and I look forward to the election.
This is your second term you'll be going into. This first term that you have represented the people of the Orange Walk East and Extension, the country of Belize. What would you say you have done that you believe that representing Orange Walk East will have the people of Orange Walk East to give you that vote of confidence again?
Well, Checky, I've always been there with the people, you know. To me, it's all about, it's every day. This is something you do every day. It's every day you get up and you do something. You have to work and do something for the people of this country. It's not, it's, you know, we could sit here and go over every single little project that we have done, every single work we have done. And to me, that is what we do every day. And to me, the important thing is about being here for the people, standing for what is right for the people, looking at what is in the best interest for people within their communities, within their area, looking at how we can help people to empower them. And when I mean empower them, they're not just the lip service. It is about seeing what you can bring about to empower them with jobs, with piece of land, with education. These are the important things that to me builds our people. And I think I've stood for those things. I've stood for what is right always. I do my best. It's not easy. We do what is right for our people. And I think I've done that through all the tested times that we have had through the ICJ. People can know where I stood with that, you know, in terms of looking at the kind of infrastructure work that needs to be done here, the kind of help we give out to our constituency. We have always been there for people. And I say that because to me that is important. This is my commitment to the people of this country. This is my commitment to the people of Orange Walk East. And I have to be committed. My life, that's for the people right now. Because I have given myself up for service of this country by having put my name on the ballot paper to be elected. And as a representative, an elected representative, then I have to give that commitment. And it's not easy, Checky. You are here, me and you there, but you go out there and you have to deal with every single constituency, voter or not, your supporter or not, registered or not. Once they live in your area, you must look after that. And it's not easy. And I think throughout the years, I've stood for that. I've stood for integrity. I've stood for what is right. And that commitment and dedication has always been there. It's not been easy. It's not been a walk in the park. But I think that the kind of things that we have done in terms of education, the kind of new high school that we have lobbied for, the extension in new buildings, community centers, infrastructure in sports, roads, all of these things that we have done is tremendous, Checky. And when you look at the kind of things that, like, for instance, the factory up the Carmelita, that not just appear there, you know. I want anybody to name another representative that has brought an industry to Orange Walk. None.
How is that coming on?
That is going on well. For me, it is about jobs, nothing else. It's about empowering our Belizean people, empowering the people of Orange Walk East with jobs. That is
jobs
how
are
I
already
look at
there,
it.
right?
Jobs are already there. They have about nearly 60 people working there, I think.
Yeah.
But as soon as they get operational, God willing, you have another maybe 150 people being employed there. It is about job creation. And I think that is the biggest empowerment we can give, is to creating industry and giving people employment. Because when you got one job, Checky, you take care of yourself and your family. True. You don't have to go out there, they look for this one and that one for help. You could take care of yourself. And to me, that is the empowerment that we have to do. And as leaders, we have to look for that. It's not easy. But I know that the work that I've done has been unrelenting for my people. It's not been easy. It's been tough because people feel that maybe politicians have everything, they have all the money and that and that. That is not the reality. It is as challenging for me as some people have it. But as leaders, we have to see how we manage and how we get things done. And I've always been there with people. And it's not been easy. I had the call I just called and talking about Carmelita Road. We have to get the equipment for go there, Checky. If I own heavy equipment, I may send my equipment out there. Because that's who me. I would give it because I know people need it. But I don't have the equipment. I have to wait for public works equipment. So as soon as I get that, we are send go script the road there. And we could talk about the flooding. I go out there, go see what is happening on the ground to know if people are being affected, to what level they are being affected, and what I can do. And that is what I do every day. This I know. I do it because election they come. I am doing it because my commitment is here for the people of Orange Walk East. I want to see the East develop. And I'm doing everything as best as I can to get it done. It's not easy.
Have you seen development in people's lives since you have been representing the East?
Of course, definitely. And I think that to me, that is the greatest gift a leader can do for its people, is improve the infrastructure in their communities so that they can have access to the most important things like light, water, education, the infrastructure that builds community, likewise employment, land. It's not easy, but we're working at it.
Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I noticed that I just put on the television and I noticed that you are talking about what the Minister of the East is going to be doing.
Yes, sir.
I would just want to, before you get there, and I'm sorry that I am sort of breaking in, but I would want to explain here that the leader of the opposition, he has resigned from working with the government, and I must say that the leader of the opposition at this moment is a multimillionaire, and he owns thousands of acres of land. He has no interest for the people except to amass more wealth. He is looking at getting into power to amass more wealth. That's what he did the last time. He amassed a lot of wealth. Lately, I saw him on national TV saying that every Belizean should have a piece of land. What he should have told the people is that he will return the thousands of acres of land that he has taken for himself from the Belizean people. Nobody in this world needs thousands of lands acres of land like what he has. He has too much. He can't take that with him when he goes to heaven or to hell. So he should probably be thinking of returning those thousands of acres of land to the Belizean people. Let us go back a little farther and think about this. He once said that Said Musa and the rest of the PUP leaders should be in jail for stealing millions upon millions from the Belizean people. That is what he said. We're not supposed to be in a jail for doing this. No? What is he saying now? That these people are good for the country of Belize. He was sending them to jail, and now he's saying that these same people, Said Musa, Godfrey, and the rest, are good for the people. Man, how can these people be good for the country of Belize when he himself has said that they should have been in jail? Man, let's look at the situation. He himself and the PUP, they are already all leaders. They have been there for so long. It is time for them to remove themselves. And if they cannot remove themselves, then we, the Belizean people, must put them to pasture. Put them there for their own good. Leave them to pasture. But Johnny Briceño, Said Musa, and all the rest are old people who have been there hungry for power for so long. It is for them to do the same thing that the Honorable Dean Barrow is doing. Go away. The same thing that Boots Martinez and others of the UDP are doing. Move away. Give way to younger people. Give way to better leadership in this country. That is what we want. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carla. Very solid call there, Minister.
Yes, definitely. And I think, the way we look at things, the way I look at things is that, listen, we got one life to live, Checky.
Mm-hmm.
And in that one life that we live, we must impact the people who surround us. And who surround us? Are we community? Yes or no?
Right.
We live in a small community. It's not like we live in 1 million people out here.
You could travel this country in one day.
For me, the greatest things you could have, the friendship. People who you know. People that, and to me, that is what makes life worth living. You understand me? You got people where you know, you interact with people. And like they call and said, listen, man, where you amass land where you can't even use. In this life, nothing what we gain here on this earth can we take when we die. We don't care nothing, you know. Nothing except maybe if they put clothes on you, and then you have to put clothes on you.
Yeah.
My thing is this: if we can serve the people of this country, then make we do it. And we have to, as leaders, you have to give break for others to come up, you know, Checky.
Mm-hmm.
Like I watch politicians who have been here for decades, and I no disrespect to them. For me personally, me can't be here forever. You know why? I mean, this is a hard work. If you're serious and you care for people, a hard work, that's no easy thing being a politician. And I can't see myself doing this forever, Checky, because why? I can't live life for live. I've served my country in many aspects in terms of policing or there, because I truly feel as a politician now, as a leader in my community, that I can do great things for my people. That is why I'm here, you know. And the commitment that comes with that promise, that in terms of that dedication that I will serve, that's not an easy thing. And for any politician say, oh, politics easy, that means they're not there for the right reason. Yeah. Because being a true leader for your people, don't want headache, Checky, because you have to worry about people, you have to care for people, you have to be concerned about what is happening.
Well, you go there with the promise to serve the people, right?
Of course, and that promise is not an easy thing, you know.
Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Minister. Good morning, Mr. Tiki.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Minister, first of all, let me say thanks for all the work that has been done in the East, especially the area of Pasadita, where we saw many things happening around. We are talking about the leader of the People's United Party. I believe that we can expect anything from him. You know, he abandoned this country when we went to the ICJ, to the voting for the ICJ. You know, he went from a no, from a yes to a maybe, and then to a no, following what the rest of his party is telling him to do. You know, let me tell you that John Briceño is held ransom by his party, and he said it. He personally said it, that his party doesn't want him to participate or to be a part of the oversight committee, but he would try his best to be there. So ultimately, he had to resign from it because he couldn't take it anymore. That is the type of person he is. I don't want to say type of leader, because a leader doesn't do that. No, he also said that he will resign if he loses the general elections. Basically, this obsession to become the prime minister of this country is greater than anything else. He wants to be prime minister. He obsessed for power. It's not about serving the least, it's not about serving the people of this country, but about serving himself to become prime minister. You know, he wants that title. He wants that two words in front of his name. I just want to warn the people of this country, when we see obsession in somebody, it's for no good. Let us not go there. I think we have had enough this year with the virus. We have had enough with weather. You know, just yesterday we saw how the weather can bring us down, how this country was divided in two. You know, the West with the North. You know, let us not put now a government like the People's United Party that will destroy us. You know, we are still getting on our feet, Minister, and I think you can tell us more about it, getting on our feet with this super bond that the People's United Party left us. You know, it took us 12 years up to this point for us to more or less get up from that devastation of the People's United Party.
We still owe a lot.
And we are going there. We are moving forward as a country with all the infrastructure work. Let me tell you that just this weekend I was between Belmopan and Dangriga. I thought I was on a different country. It is the tremendous work that this government have done. It's amazing. You know, I said, you know, where was the little bridges? I can't even remember where the little bridges were. You know, the one-way bridges. You know, so I say, you know what? How is it that there are some people that can even be thinking of voting for a People's United Party? Minister, I'm strong standing behind you. I will support you. My family will support you. My friends will support you. And I will work as hard as possible to ensure that we get that victory. Have a good day, gentlemen.
Thank you, Carla. Much appreciated. Yes. Well, like I say, you know, and I think across this country, Chicky, we have Belizeans across this country who see things for what it is, you know. And like I say, I always tell people the United Democratic Party is not a perfect party. But hell, man, you compare that to the PUP, the difference is night to day. Because the PUP, that is same old leaders who brought this country to its knees. We can't put them back there. And we can't say, well, like we give them another chance. No, we cannot. We have to put them people and tell them, you know what, you don't have to go back, reform and come back. Because you don't reform yet. You have to bring the same old leaders to the front and say, give them another chance to govern this country. You can't do that. We cannot do that. We do that, dog and eat with supper. And the actions of the leader of the opposition show that he not ready. He not qualified for lead this country, you know, Checky. And for what he stands for. Because listen to me, he can't reform a party. He has not done that. He bring and regurgitate the same old leaders. Oh, man, Belizean people smarter than that, you know. And we see these things, examples every now and then pop up. The ICJ pop up. They never stand for country and people. The man had the opportunity for stay on the National Oversight Committee defending and supporting the best interests of people during this COVID time. Where the man to resign? Basically, they resign from the people of this country. That's the way I look at it.
Yep.
You know? So there's a lot of things, Checky, and I think, you know, we need to spend more time to discuss in terms of an election is coming, it's looming, it's about 4 to 5 months away. So we have an election coming, and I think we have to get in more into the political aspect of things than about what it takes to be a good leader. And I truly think, Checky, that's not an easy thing. No make goes fool you in terms of leadership. There's always challenges out there. And I really feel that what this country needs, a genuine leadership and genuine people who are concerned for people and country. That is the foundation, and from there every great thing comes, you know. And Checky, like I said, you know, we could there all day talking about that. Or there's a lot of other things we want to talk on, and some of the things I would like to highlight, you know, with this flooding. Because, yes, we see a lot of the damages in terms of around St. Matthews, around the highway there. We saw damages farther down south, flooding in some of the villages, rural villages
it's possible
out there.
right now, no?
It's possible now, right?
Okay,
right now from last night, I think
just
after 10:15 thereabouts, it was opened.
But for make people know, the people when I do the thing from Facebook, that is just something temporary, right?
Temporary,
So then I look and I say, look what the government bill
No, that temporary so that traffic can move, because people need to move, goods need to get across, inconvenience in all aspects. So the road is important, and I think that is what they have done that, and then of course they will find a solution while they repair that, maybe another crossing somewhere else, especially when the rains subside. But definitely, Checky, the rains have always been a concern for me, because when I hear the rains, they pour down day in and day out, I know that we have low-lying areas in the east likewise. We know as badly off as some of the other areas in this country, but we do suffer flooding. And I could tell you, you know, we've been about since the rains have started. You know, I've always been checking up, calling people, asking them, listen, you got any flooding in that area? Make I know. I know we've had some flooding, and I could tell you this because we are out there to check and see what are the issues, what are the problems, what are the things that we will have to fix after the rain subside, so that we kind of mitigate another rain that may come about, you know. And definitely, when we come back, we will highlight these and show some of the pictures that we have been out there looking and giving attention to the rains, you know.
Okay, so today we'd like to send a happy birthday greeting going out to Charter Perez. Your birthday comes to you from Banja and the Nigeria football team. Also, Tycos will be celebrating his birthday on Monday, so you're not a big celebration.
Well, you know how Tycos do it. Yeah.
Why like party? Folks, on that note, Minister Aragon and Robert Cheque Usher will be back right here after these messages on North Television Channel 10.
John Brisena says government needs to trim the fat. Let's take a minute to look at that fat. Johnny Briceño receives a salary of $60,000 from the government to be the leader of the opposition and $84,000 for sports and community projects in his constituency. The People's United Party representatives receive about $993,000 annually from government to assist residents of their constituencies.
Since the COVID-19 state of emergency, the Prime Minister of Belize has given all his salary toward the relief efforts. The UDP ministers has given up a month's salary and allowances going forward. Johnny Briceño has not agreed to give up anything. The PUP representatives have not agreed to give up anything.
Leadership is about action, not words.
The ongoing technological evolution constantly transforms the way we live our lives. The introduction of our national fiber network creates the opportunity for Belizeans to live the digital lifestyle. Today, Digi is proud to introduce Dana, Belize's first artificially intelligent automated assistant. Dana is the modern customer service experience. Available 24/7, Dana can provide Digi prepaid and postpaid customers with directory information, credit and plan balances, product and promo information, and more. Just talk to Dana. Want to check your credit balance? Ask Dana.
Hey Dana, what's my credit balance?
New Digi promotions? Ask Dana.
Hey Dana, any new Digi promotions?
Dial 113 for directory assistance and dial 119 to talk to Dana. Digi remains committed to introducing the latest in cutting-edge technologies, transforming Belize one technology at a time. Try Dana today.
Thank you for calling Digi Customer Service.
Good morning and welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It's a morning panel pattern here. I saw even the great USA, the flooding is moving around cars like paper. You know?
That's true, very true.
Minister, as we continue right here this morning, as we mentioned, you have been working in the Orange Walk East. Persons are asking about this big structure going out from Carmelita on the right-hand side. I believe that is still in your constituency.
Yes.
What's
yes.
going on there?
Well, that how would I say that has been in the making for a number of years now. We've been, one of the things that I've always said is about empowering people, and for me it is all about job creation, right? And I've been trying to see how we can bring about investors to Orange Walk, because I think if we can bring industries to Orange Walk, it will be a big plus in terms of job creation, in terms of employment, where people can actually, make their livelihoods off of these things. And I think that we were able to bring these investors into Orange Walk, and they set up their factory there. I think they will be, basically it's a brewery they're trying to set up in terms of being able to produce water, soft drinks, and beer, for both local and export. So that is a hope there, and I'm hoping that it becomes a reality, because at the end of the day, it is about job creation for the people especially for the people of Orange Walk East. And I think that is big. I think they have invested millions of dollars there already on the ground. And, I'm hoping that can progress, because at the end of the day, that will bring about jobs for the people and move the economy in Orange Walk, And I think that the more industries we can bring to Belize, and especially if we could bring it to Orange Walk, I mean, the more resilient our people are, because we have our own industries, etc., I mean, I know throughout this COVID situation, it shows how tourism is strong, but of course, something like a virus and that could really hamper that economy, And I think that industries like the sugarcane industry that we have, if we have other industries that come here, maybe there be a factory or some other thing, that keeps us resilient as the economy here in Orange Walk, as the people who have to work and service these places. I think definitely it lends itself to building the strength in our communities, and especially with the jobs.
Okay, job is a challenge. What are some of the other challenges that people face in the Orange Walk East that you feel like you can come in as an area representative to try to alleviate some of?
Well, definitely some of it is the infrastructure kind of work that is required, If you look at the Orange Walk East Division, we have 5 rural communities, five villages. We have done our best to build community centers for these villages. We have done our best in terms of building the educational infrastructure. Like in Santa Marta right now this year, the building of the state-of-the-art free school is underway, will be underway very shortly. Likewise, we have the new high school that will be built in Carmelita. Actually, when I leave from here, after 9, I'll be at 12 o'clock. I have a meeting with the Ministry of Education and other people that are coming down to look at the land, because they are looking to issue out that contract. And so hopefully I believe work will kick off this year.
Where will this be?
In Carmelita, the new high school. And also there's a high school those are the lands. I was out there last time looking at the lands. Likewise, you have that is the area that has been identified in Carmelita. Likewise, you have the new high school at the technical. They're going to drop new buildings in that area. Really expand technical. So all of these kind of infrastructural work to me is important, because it lends itself to giving the foundation to our communities and our people in terms of that education that we need. So these are the things: proper light, proper expansion of water, expansion of land. All of these things are important, and I've done my best to try to work on all of these areas. Like I said, it's not easy, but we've been there working on it and getting things done. And of course, other infrastructural work that needs to be done. Like I said, definitely we had a polyclinic that was slated for this year to commence here at the East. But, with the COVID, that budget that was under Capital 2 to support these projects, that has been to a large extent put on hold and is being used by the Ministry of Finance in terms of the COVID relief that is ongoing right now. So we have had some setbacks in terms of these projects. In terms of the polyclinic, the other projects like the high school is ongoing, the preschool is ongoing. Again, the police station in Carmelita, we are looking at that in terms of the finance right now, because that was already budgeted in the CAP 2 vote for us. But, with this COVID, all of these things have been put on hold. So we are seeing how we move forward. But definitely, to me, the kind of infrastructure work in terms of the roads again, especially the road leading to Santa Marta, I would want to see that connect with the road that Castro did on the Mascal area, so that we could have proper roads there for people. And likewise, you have the road at Champion Ridge that needs to be done, and of course, the road to Green Grass needs to be done. These are three major things that have to be done. I do think that this is the kind of infrastructural work that will lend itself to the development of our communities. Apart from that, of course, you have all the other support in terms of the financial support for education, the subsidies, and there's other things that we have to begin to look at as we progress. But definitely, to me, these are some of the priorities that we have to look at, and we do our best with what we have, and it's all about lobbying in cabinet trying to get these resources. But I think definitely the East has gotten a good share in terms of the pie in trying to get some of these developments off the ground.
Yeah, the East is growing, the whole community, I believe, is growing. Do you see any plot anywhere in the East that you can identify that like something like a housing site can be set up, or there is lands available?
The only where we have lands available right now is that in the Carmelita village. Apart from that, there is no other village that has lands. Champion Ridge is locked out, Tower Hill is locked out, Santa Marta is locked out to a large extent. The only area we have is that of Carmelita. Palmar, well, everybody knows Palmar governs their own land. So they have their own lands, and how they manage that and that, well, that is up to them. But definitely, so that government has no say in those. In terms of Carmelita, that's the only place we have, and the lands that are available, I am ensuring that the lands right beside the village are being expanded into lots, and that is what we are working on right now. Right now we have two areas that we are focusing on, and I'm trying to get those out, divided, surveyed and divided, so we can give out to people. But like I said, it's always a challenge, because when I look at the East, I think for the last maybe 10, 15 years or even more, lots have not been given out, and so you have a high demand of lots, and it poses a problem, because you can't give everybody a piece of land right away. It takes time. So we are expanding these things as we get the finance and be able to then issue lots to people, But that is the goal. And I want to expand Carmelita. I've always told people I envision Carmelita to be what Ladyville is to Belize City, A lot of potential, especially with the infrastructure that is going and taking place there. I can only see great things for that village.
Yeah, and when you open lands, there is infrastructure that needs to be put in place as well.
Of course, and not just to give out the lands. We must open the roads. We must ensure we get light there. We have to then say, we get water there. So all of these things are not an easy thing, Checky. I know we have done a part in Carmelita, and we are focusing on another part right now. But definitely the follow-up work in terms of getting the white marlin to make the roads all-weather roads so people can use it on a day-to-day basis is also a need. And right now we are just hoping that we get the equipment from Public Works, and so we can do some further work in that area that we have opened up in Carmelita, But that is the ongoing work that we keep working at.
Any concerns are coming to you when it comes to flooding in the
Yes,
East?
of course, I'm checking. And like I said, I have been out. I mean, every time it rain hard and that, and I take only spinning at the areas.
But they're rubber boots or what?
No, well, I know fancy like them boy with rubber boots, Them boy, I don't know how man much a show, but I will be out there and say and make sure that we get things done. I took my spin out there in all of the areas back at Pasadita and all the other areas, and I have people in the villages that report to me. And I asked them, I know in Orange Walk East, with all the rains that we have had, we have been having, especially if you look at the Santa Marta Road, there's an area that the engineer was out there from Public Works, and I sent personnel. What is happening is that we have a little flooding across one of across the road, in Santa Marta, and I think I had some pictures
that's the main road going to Santa Marta?
Yes. Okay. So we have some issues there in terms.
That's
yes,
that's a river.
That's Santa Marta. We have a flooding there. So what will happen is that we have a culvert there that either it's clogged up or it's not functioning again. So we have taken a note of this, and we definitely, as soon as we can get in there with the equipment, we will look at it and try to fix it so that The another time around, it doesn't affect us like that. We haven't gotten the amount of water for this like for the longest. This I think is Chipsali, if I'm not mistaken. Chipsali is a street way down in back of Savannah area, in the lower Louisiana area, and that was flooded out.
Wow.
These are pictures that we went was sent to me. I know the area good. I am in contact with the person who is living back there, and they have to move out because the water has risen. And although he has a high house, you have crocodiles and all kind of thing where they're out there. Check it. So I know this person, for instance, has been affected. I contacted NEMO to see how they can assist him, and I will be seeing what I can do for him. But definitely, it's tough. But these are low-lying areas anyway. If anybody knows the Lower Louisiana area, Chipsali has always been an area prone to water, just as it is on Smithsonian Street. If you look at Smithsonian Street back there, always got water, because it's right beside the savannah. So definitely Chipsali has the people have been impacted upon by the rain. Like I said, the Santa Marta Road, and of course we have also Pasadita area. We don't have much major flooding occurring. We have water gathering on the street sides, on the drains that are not cleaned. And these are some of the pictures from the Pasadita area. These are the kind of conditions we have where water is gathered there. It's not really impacting people. It impacts in terms of when you maybe come out of your house, you might get water wrong and things like that. But I don't think water is really entering people's homes to that extent. I know I had on Sarstone Street, we had Miss Sarita. We had some water entering their home, and I went there, and it was really affecting them because the water from the road, the drain, there was basically no drain there. And what happens is when it rains, all the water from the street basically flows right into our home. So we had to build a drain, basically open up a drain in front of our home and connect it to the drain on the side. This is where we were on Sarstone Street. I was out there. I couldn't get a hold of the public works equipment, but seeing the condition, what was happening to this family, we rented a backhoe and got to work there to open up the little drain that was there and to create a new drain in front of our home so water does not come in. I got a message from them thanking me for that. I feel good that I was able to lend that assistance to them because, check it, sometimes it's hard, you're the home and water, they come in and it's very frustrating, and it's damaging likewise. So we were out there getting that done for them. And I am glad that we have assisted, but now they have to assist likewise in terms of doing something proper, so that it does not reoccur.
So these are some of the same reasons that you mentioned, Minister, when you are giving out lands, you need to set in proper infrastructure in place, right?
You see, and the infrastructure costs money. Like, I took a spin I've always been around Pasadita area. And I went out there in terms of the flooding and some of the pictures that we had highlighted. What happens is that no infrastructure is done when these lands are given out. There's no drainage, and that is one of the major problems that has affected every community. And when you get out there, then the drain will come after.
Yeah, sometimes some feel just because you got light and water, then that is everything.
But the drain is important. Proper drainage systems must be put in place. And in the Pasadita area, I will tell you, there was no plan in terms of drainage. So as we are seeing the problems, then we try don't want to drain and don't want to drain for runoff. But I think in those kind of infrastructure, you have to have a proper plan. And many times it does not happen because the need to issue the lands for people so that they can have a place to live comes as a more priority than the drains. And these are the things that when these heavy rains come, they identify the certain areas that are low-lying areas that needs to be worked on. And we go out there and take photographs of these areas so we could identify them down the road, especially like when we get the equipment from Public Works and we know, listen, like the work on Santa Marta Road, we have to go and check that culvert. And if we have to dig it up and replace it, then that is a priority because we want these roads to be all-weather roads. That means, we could mitigate the flooding for the next time. So these are the reasons why we go out and look at these things. I go out there personally because then I know the area. I can always liaise with the engineer. We take them out. I always call Public Works, and I must thank the engineer at Public Works and the guys there who come out and although maybe we don't have the equipment at this time, they come out, we identify the areas, we note it down so that as soon as I get the equipment, then we focus on these areas that need work. And I think it is important that we can do these things because, yes, as soon as we get the equipment and you can go do the work, you are mitigating that so it does not happen again, you know.
Yeah.
So these are the kind of things that that affected us. The people in Chipsali, no Bakoko help them there. It's just low-lying areas, you know, where water comes up, you know. And that is a challenge. There's nothing I could fix in terms of that, except seeing how I support them during this time of need, you know.
Yeah.
But that is where it is.
Any flooded areas for Palmar and Tower Hill, are they affected?
Well, the roads are affecting them right now in terms of Palmar, you know, with their white marl roads. So with the heavy rain, it turns into the kind
mucky,
of mucky and stuff like that. I know in Carmelita, definitely they have issues in terms of the road. Certain areas, especially in the new expansion area, because we did not get a chance to dump white marl on these roads. You know, we open up the roads with the bulldozers and stuff, but we never get a chance to dump them. And I'm hoping to do that as soon as I get the equipment to put in the roads, because the roads are important for the new lots that have been given out there for the people who are living there.
Tower Hill?
Because people don't, and in the Tower Hill, we don't really got no problems.
Tower Hill good?
Yeah. And like I said, just the accumulation of water here and there, you know, but to me, I've always said, you know, wherever there's flooding and that, people could contact our office and let us know, and so we will look into it. You
What's the number at the office again, Minister?
322 3278, if I'm not mistaken.
So anybody have any kind of queries or so, if they need some assistance, they can call the office, and that message will definitely reach to yourself or the persons that are in charge here to make sure they visit these areas.
Yes, man. Then just drop on the call at 322 3278. That's our number.
Okay. Anything else you have on the agenda there, Minister?
Well, definitely, you know, so that is with the flooding, you know, and like I said, once people let me know, then I will see what we can try to do, you know. Because I know water are no joke, you know, when they come on you, they come on you.
Yep.
And definitely I just like to say that, you know, I want to again state that I want to big up the chairman from Tower Hill, you know, the man really did all the work there. Over the weekend, he borrowed the pickup where I have for pull garbage. I tell him, yeah, man, we're going to help out. The man gone and he clean up the community.
Good.
Moved all the garbage, and, you know, I have to big up Rocky and his team and all those people from Tower Hill that came out, you know. I mean, this is the kind of community spirit. This is showing that together we could achieve things, you know. You don't have to be, you know, with a build one new school or thing like that, but it is as simple as cleaning your community, moving the garbage for your community. You know, and I have to big up Mr. Rocky and all of those guys, I see Chino and all those guys out there. I have to big up, you know, for that support that you have given to your community, you know. This is the kind of thing that I like, and these are the same people who went out there and built, and they fix up the bus stop and fix up the playground at the community center, you know. And we must big up Rocky and his team. I have to big up and you know, all those people in Tower Hill that come together. And of course, they always have my support in terms of that to get things done, you know. So, you know, this is the work that continues. Apart from that, too, likewise, Shaki, you know, in the Orange Walk East, if you're going to the Orange Walk East, you're going to see the drums program that I'm doing, the garbage drums that I've been doing. I've been putting garbage drums all over the East. I do this so that we can have a healthier community, and we have one cleaner community. And the residents are able to drop their garbage in at the drums. The town council could pass with their truck and pick up these drums quickly, you know, and easily. And we are not just putting the drums on the ground, you know. I do the investment in putting them on 2x4s and digging them into the ground so that it is easier, so the dogs don't pitch the dirt over. You know, that's a problem what we have, right?
And it's easier to dump as well.
And yes, and things like that. So for me, this lends itself to our community, and I've been doing it all over the East right now.
You have any at the schools?
Yes, we will help out with the schools. I think IT Vet, I sent some drums there for them. I think the BDF has asked me for some. So, you know, I'm sending some to them too. So definitely we have been working on it to get all of these things done. You know, and you know, I help out one or two guys that come and help me with the drums. And they are setting up the drums, you know, every day. You know, of course, then last 2-3 days, you know, we haven't been able to put new drums because of the weather. But definitely that continues to be done. We have put in nearly every street. And if somebody is interested in a drum, kindly call my office so we could put your name down. And as soon as we get the drums ready, we go out and put them there, you know.
Yeah, but it's not only to put the drums right. Minister, you want to encourage citizens to use the drums.
Yes,
right?
of course, we want them to use the drums. And I think since we have put the drums, I've seen less garbage around because easy access for people to put in their trash in the drum, for the residents, for people on the road. And it's easier for the town council to pick up the garbage likewise. So, and it's less dogs tearing up your garbage all over, So I think it's something good for me, I think, and it's good for our community. And definitely if somebody needs a drum, just call us from the east, just call 322-3278. We'll put your name down, and as soon as we get drums, we will put them, because as they come, I know like you then go. Right, and we are constantly doing that. That's every day. I got people that do just that,
Yeah.
But to me, I think it is something good. So that work continues. As small as it is, it continues to move forward, and definitely we continue with the other little work, the other infrastructure that is taking place. I know the Louisiana Government School did the foundation. They basically cemented the entire slab of the foundation for the new building that is being built at the Louisiana Government School. I feel good about that. That has been done, and so far now people and they say things really taking off now after that.
I say the work now.
The real work is going to be seen now going up, and so I feel good about that. I know the Pasadita in terms of the Sandy Field work is ongoing. I know I say Mr. Pat may they bring the shed, because they're building the shed.
Okay.
But the rain may they come, and so I figure you're going back home with it. But definitely they are bringing that, and that will be a nice site to get that completed. So work is still ongoing, and of course there's a lot of other things we're working on. I have a family in Carmelita who really needs their light. We've been meeting with people from BL trying to get them to come up with the light. These are everyday issues that we have to contend with, and there's a lot of people who call for different other aspects where they need assistance, and I'm on top of it. Some of them we've solved right away, some of them take lead time, but it is a constant thing that we are following up, and we are here for people. So in terms of that, those are the things that we have ongoing at this point in time. But like I said, the good news I have right now is that the people from Ministry of Education who are overseeing the contract and the work for the new high school will be here today. So I'll be with them around later today out on the ground in Carmelita to look at the site and to see what work needs to do so that it can commence. So to me, that is great news, and we continue to get the job done, Checky.
Yeah, we are still in a state of emergency, Minister, which comes to an end on the 30th of June. The police department is going around talking to the different businesses around town, not to have persons enter the businesses with hats on, with shades and their whole face cover. But some persons out there are saying that that is too much pressure on them, to stop them from wearing their shades and their hats and using their handkerchiefs on their face.
Yeah, it's always a challenge, because right now there's no rules where they find what kind of mask you use and all of that. No, there's no. It's just that you have to have a mask, right? And of course, people out there who have ulterior motives in terms of criminals who want to rob you will use that at their advantage, Mm-hmm. And we have seen that. We have seen a number of robberies that have occurred. I think people follow that on the news. A number of grocery stores have been robbed, etc. To me, that is bad. That is bad because these kinds of things really affect the community, in terms of when you're having these cases, especially for the business people that have suffered this. It's terrible. Definitely, I have spoken to the commissioner from last week in terms that we need to step up to try to see. We have to try to build the intelligence in terms of these things and deal with the situation, because it is something that is plaguing our communities right now in terms of to me, one robbery is too much in a community. You have one robbery, how the whole community feel about that? You understand me?
Yep.
How does the business people feel about that who have businesses? Maybe they never get robbed directly, but it's still, it puts you in fear. So these are the kind of things we have as a police department. We really have to step up in terms of dealing with this situation. Of course, the business owners, I can imagine how you can stop somebody and say, unless you're going to security guard or somebody for telling, listen, take off your hat or something. It's hard.
Well, some of them have signs.
You have signs, but that don't means nothing either if people don't conform to those things. So I think it's about knowing your people, and that is why you have to be alert. You have to have, maybe if you have a security order, they have to be very alert, because you know who are your customers.
Yeah. You don't want to be
regulars.
turn back people. right?
Exactly.
Turn
You
back.
can't just do that, but you have to be aware of what is happening. And it's not easy. So, there's not something where you could say, well, the business owners have their challenges. I'm telling you. The police have to step up in their intelligence and step up in terms of their detection and prevention of these things,
Yeah.
So they have to look at the strategies that they must employ to deter this kind of stuff, no?
Yeah, this Sunday also, Minister, the Ministry of Education will be having their national virtual graduation. And this happens on Sunday. I believe it's at 2 o'clock. So at this time, we want to congratulate all students and all dads because Father's Day is here too,
Well,
right?
That too, so definitely I think that I just want to big up all our graduates, first of all, Cheki, especially all those from the Louisiana Government School. I know for the last, 3-4 days, they have been having people coming in and, then they go through the graduation kind of process, because, that the COVID has affected everything. Even my son, he graduated from Bishop Martin High, he only gone there taking pictures, etc.
Yeah.
And I think it went on the virtual graduation that they will have and all of these things, it impacts everybody, and all I would want to say is that, I congratulate all our students, no matter where you're graduating from. Yes, maybe you couldn't have gone up like the usual ceremonies and that, but listen, the most important thing is that you have graduated, you got that diploma on hand, or you're advancing to a higher education. To me, that is the important thing, and you must be proud of yourselves, the families, and I know your parents, your family, your friends, all of them are very proud of you, and we are proud of you. And so you don't have to worry away. And I know that you will take those pictures in your gong. So always remember this COVID, but I just want to congratulate all of you on your success. No?
Yep. Okay, well that's good. I know the East had a very good program on the radio for Mother's Day. Anything for the fathers?
Yes, definitely. We at 104.9 FM we'll be having a Father's Day special. That should be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not tomorrow. Saturday, I think we are looking to.
Tomorrow is Saturday?
Tomorrow is Saturday. Sorry about that, Checky.
Yeah.
But definitely Saturday we are doing, I think what we were discussing yesterday, if we were going to do it Friday or Saturday, right?
Okay.
But I think it was discussed and we finalized with Saturday.
Okay.
So we're going to have a Father's Day special on the radio for all the fathers could call in and things like that. It's just some giveaways that we have. We have a number of prizes, and that is what we are going to do. I think that, I really miss the Mother's Day in terms that every year I've done the Mother's Day.
A big show.
I've been, house to house, we do something. This time around that did not happen. I did something on the radio only, and
it was good though.
But yeah, I think it was good. But I always try to reach out to people, but with the COVID, the little funding likewise, we had to put it into the food pantries. And I think maybe next week, Checky, if you allow me, I could bring all the photos and stuff of the work that we have done throughout this COVID, because I never highlight it. I never really got up on Facebook and the news and put all the nitty-gritty, the hampers that we did and we gave out. I never gone there because, to me, in that time, that serious time where, and even right now, I know easy thing, but we could highlight the work that we have done. I don't got a problem with it, maybe we could do that next week or whenever we could decide, and I could highlight all the work that we have done through this thing, because it looked like this COVID now passed. I think it is a new way of life for us, and until we find a vaccine, I think that the wearing a mask, the washing of our hands, this social distancing, all of that will be a way of life now until they can find a vaccine for this virus,
Yeah, somebody said, morning, I would like to thank Minister Aragon for doing a great job in the East, a true leadership, working always with the people. Now, Minister, your closing remarks for this morning, I think you were mentioning to me about a death in the East, and so...
Yes, Checky, we had I want to first of all say condolences to the family of Rashid Abdul, what they call Wade, no? Zube.
Yeah, Zube.
Yeah, from Belize Road, he passed away.
Right.
I know Miss Grace's family to them and all of that, and
nephew.
so our condolences go to the entire family, and of course, Checky, it's always sad when you lose people, man, I tell you, but I guess life is what it is,
Yes.
Yeah. So, but apart from that, Checky, my closing remarks is that I just want to wish everybody a a pleasant Friday, and I hope that your weekend continues well for you. I know during this whole COVID time, it's all about building your family, you have that family connection, because you spend more time home in terms of, when you couldn't make it work. Right now, people are moving around. And I think that through this entire time, we have learned a lot, I think, in terms of seeing how fragile our economy is. We look at how the challenges that we face as a nation, as a people, and as a family, And I know that as we progress right now, we are in this still critical time, because I think we as a government are looking to see how we get this economy back in terms of moving things around. I know that the 1st of August is a date that is being looked upon for the reopening of the PGIA, the Philip Goldson International Airport, to allow visitors to come home. I know from here on they have the repatriation program in terms of bringing our Belizeans coming home. A lot of people have called me on that, and I'm trying to help everybody to get their families back in. Definitely that is ongoing. These are challenges that has presented itself, and I know that at the end of the day, the people who are the National Oversight Committee, people who are in all the various committees, whether the Department of Health Services or otherwise Ministry of Foreign Affairs, people are working to support our Belizeans across this country, to keep us safe, to ensure that we have safety and security. And I'm proud of all our Belizeans, both those at the front line and those who are here in this country and those abroad trying to get back home. At the end of the day, I appreciate the cooperation of our citizen that has given and lent itself to the Ministry of National Security and to all the frontline workers. I mean, without the Belizean cooperation, we wouldn't ever with the check.
True.
That has played a very, very critical role. And of course, COVID is something that the way they look at it, we have to live with this, with the masks, with the social distancing, and all of these things until they find a vaccine. And I don't know when that will happen, but from here on, that is the new way of life to a certain extent. But during this year, we have COVID and we have one general election too, because general election is coming in 5 months. And so there's a lot that will happen. You don't know that within the United Democratic Party, we're having that July 12th leadership convention. So you see the political thing taking shape and form. At the end of the day, I think that as we go, maybe it's not at the forefront of Belizeans at this point in time, that an election is here in November. I think everybody knows that it's coming. I think we are worrying and concerned more about our safety, our security, our livelihoods, But nevertheless, when that time comes for election, I am confident that the Belizean people will make the right decision for this country. And that, I think, will come to pass, because time waits for no one. 5 months is nothing in terms of time. But nevertheless, I want people to know that I continue, especially here, my people in the Orange Walk East Division. I want you to know that I've been here with you throughout. We're not let up. We have been here working day in and day out and trying to get things done for our East. So we will continue to do so. I am confident that I have the confidence of the people of Orange Walk East, and we will continue to get the work going. Likewise, Cheke, I just want to thank you guys here. I know, say, my good friend Emmanuel for the longest, and I am hoping and praying that everything is fine with him. I have to give Emmanuel the personal call. I cannot do that good while. To let him know that we are here with him. But of course, I just want to close by saying, we have challenges all around, the flood, everything come out. But definitely, I'm sure that we as a nation and as a people will overcome all of these things and move forward. And at the end of the day, I just want to say, let us stay focused. Let us stay focused on what is important to us, our families, the work that has to be done. And I'm sure that we will all move forward. The government is steadily working in the best interest of people and country. And I'm confident that by the end of this year, Cheke, we will be getting right back to normal, and moving forward.
Thank you very much, Minister. Folks, so remember the week for Sube will be held tonight from 7 to 11. That's right between Tequila, where Tequila Sunrise was, and Landis and Sons, and the funeral service. The body will be in state tomorrow morning at 9 at St. Peter's Church, and funeral service will be at 10. A repast will be held at the same place where they are having the wake tonight. And his colors was mostly jeans, so they're asking you all to wear a jeans and a blue top to be there. We'd like to thank you all. The show repeats at 8 o'clock tonight. We have a repeat of the Sugar City Morning Show, 10 o'clock tomorrow. We have repeat of Channel 7 News, 12 o'clock today. And also, folks, we have the live Channel 7 News at 6 today. Tomorrow night, join Youth Connection Band once again on a live virtual birthday party. We'll be having a live virtual birthday party. And also, Tyco's birthday is on Monday. So big up yourself, Tycos. Folks, we will see you once again on Monday morning right here on North Television on Channel 10.
City Morning Show.
You have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
The Philip Goldson Highway between Belize City and the Philip Goldson International Airport is getting a major facelift to the tune of $31.5 million. Section B of the highway upgrading project between Haulover Bridge and the Buttonwood Bay Boulevard roundabout is underway at an investment of $21 million. Works consist of the full rehabilitation of the road to paved standard, which includes the widening of the road to 4 lanes, lined sidewalks and drains, wide shoulders, median, and parking plus a bus lane at designated sections of the road. LED road lighting will be installed along with road safety features such as signs, reflectors, and road markings. The project will also facilitate in the improvement of underground infrastructure for the public utility companies. The Government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
The San Ignacio-Santa Elena Bypass Project is now complete. The transformation began in 2012, and now residents of the Twin Towns and visitors alike are enjoying the end result. Works include the full pavement of Lamalos Boulevard, along with 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage, LED lighting, and a roundabout at the entrance of Santa Elena. The Twin Towns now boast the longest and widest bridge in Belize, immune to flooding from the occasional rise in water levels of the McCall River. A bypass road was also built linking the new bridge to Joseph Andrews Drive, which was rehabilitated, as well as 1 mile of pavement, a median, and 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage. This was all done to the tune of $34.8 million. But that's not all. The project was extended due to savings from the successful execution and implementation of the initial scope of works. Now over 2 miles of additional roadworks will commence, including George Price Avenue, Liberty Avenue, and the George Price Highway between Three Flags and Hawksworth Bridge. The Government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
114